Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Carr now on first down. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they were able to get to him on it. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Carr. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A big-time return there, 40 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. He's got the first down here inside the 30. 31 yards there and a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on 3rd. Here's Trubisky. He's got it. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Mike Gesicki, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Hopkins with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. shotgun now for Carr. It's caught. Humphries. And a loose football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. On first down, Carr. He's got the hook up to Miller. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Down! 180! You got double it. Hatch it.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Carr now on first down. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop.
29. 58, boy. 58.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Open man is Anderson. 11 yards there and a line first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. From the gun, Carr. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Call it a pickup of 7, and just like that, it's third down.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. And 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
Operating from the gun. Carr. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, watch it.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 56 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
They'll run here with Connor. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Eluding the pressure. Touchdown, Packers. Philip Dorsett, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From the gun again to Mixon. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
57 to Mike. Quick, Delta.
Throwing now is Carr. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Carr now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Carr completes it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Carr. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Oh, you got deep? 694.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Carr flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He finds Humphries. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Into the red zone. It's Carr. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr dancing to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Completes it to Miller. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Packers pick it up. Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people think
that he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They go play action with Trubisky. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, check my 33.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He'll get this to Eckler. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
On third down, Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 34-yard line. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Running on first down, Eckler. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Big stop. Hey, check my 33. Check my 33. Let's go, D.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky towards the end zone for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Now after the INT, it's Carr. He gets it to Humphreys. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
On second down now. Mixon, and not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Let's go, baby.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Yannick Ngakoue, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Carr now to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. It's a gain of 5, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
From the gun, it's Carr. And Anderson's got it. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Show some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Let him know.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr will find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now Carr under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
57. Mike.
Shotgun now for Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Connor. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
And the Packer first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Got him in. It's Brown. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Trubisky now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Here's Connor. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On second down, Eckler, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Yannick Ngakoue. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Carr to throw. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Lions on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10 is Counter. In on the stop, Bradley McDougal. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
First down,
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll try and run for it with Counter. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
At the 45-yard line.
Go! 180!
And they will take a knee here.
Trubisky on the keeper. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Go!
At the 47-yard line.
And they take a knee.
Trubisky on the keeper. A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Green Bay, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.